Hi everyone, welcome back to the Purple House. Today, Pete and I want to talk about the way our men and boys are getting feminized. We're talking physically speaking, due to all the toxins in our environment, mainly due to all the toxins in the foods that we eat. And did you know that 30% of men over 40 have to resort to a drug like Viagra or something like that to be able to sustain an erection or even to get an erection? And there are many other things that we want to just unpack today briefly and give you an idea what you can do about it. We're not just talking about sexual dysfunction, of course. We're talking about how the feminizing of men is hurting men's bodies, as well as, of course, their minds and souls and their emotional side. So, have you experienced like physical changes in your body? If you're a man, maybe Pete should talk about it, but I'll just talk quickly because we want to give you some solutions. We want to get to the solution side of things. So first we need to raise your awareness that this could be an issue going on. Well, of course, the most common issue that is the least talked about today, amongst men in particular, is that lots of men, young guys as well, can't get an erection and they can't sustain an erection anymore. And so this has a really big impact on your self-esteem and self-worth and relationship and all the rest. And it's not just you, this is absolutely happening. It's like an epidemic of it. And
then also your physical body changes because of the excess estrogen in your body.
Mm-hmm. Like what sort of changes?
And you start putting on fat in places you don't want. You get like man boobs, you get flabby tummy, and yeah, there's increase in a lot of
other issues, right?
Yeah, a lot of other issues that
loss of excitement in life in general. Like you can't even what's the word? It's as if life is losing its color, right? Its vibrancy, you're losing your vibrancy. And then on top of that, a lot of men also experience brain fog and all the rest. And diabetes is also, being pre-diabetic is also a big warning sign. So every 3 seconds, somebody is diagnosed with diabetes around the world. And then, of course, we're not talking about all the people who are not diagnosed, but they have still got diabetes going on. So that's also a big issue that really affects your sex life and your hormones as well. So, of course, we're talking about hormones here. Now, a lot of people then resort to testosterone boosting drugs, or, you know, that's actually also really toxic to your body.
They get prescriptions from the doctor for testosterone, even injections, but yeah, it's...
Testosterone supplementation breaks is very, very harmful to your body. You should never use it, but maybe it might be necessary to get over a certain hurdle, but then you should stop it because...
In the long run, it raises estrogen levels again.
And it breaks down your muscle tissues and the tissues of your organs and systems after a short period of time, not too long in the, future. And then you have like huge problems, of course. Of course, if all your tissues are breaking down, you're going to die. You're going to suffer, and then you're going to die. So your body was designed to make estrogen. Testosterone. For women, estrogen. So testosterone, of course. Even women's hormones are based on testosterone, but let's not talk about that. Testosterone is, of course, creating immense, what we're going to say.
Well, in our environment these days, there's a lot of things that mimic estrogen.
Plastics.
And they're the things we need to avoid at all costs to cut down that estrogen in our body. Because if we absorb those estrogen mimicking things, it's as if we're full of estrogen.
Yeah, and it's even in seawater today, so it's very hard to avoid. So this is like happening across the globe. Like, I mean, even polar bears are changing, right? The male polar bears are getting female characteristics and so on. So, and this happens across a lot of the animal kingdom, you know. So enemy number one, well, I mean, there are lots of enemies.
Plastics. Plastic water bottles, for instance. There's an island of them out in the sea about the size of Texas. And they're strewn all over our beaches worldwide.
But anyway, we're talking about body stuff.
But so if we can avoid using plastic wherever we can, because plastic will absorb into the things that are in the plastic bottles, in the plastic containers.
Yeah, don't use plastics in the microwave, especially avoid microwave as well. But if you do use plastic in the microwave, that's a double whammy. So all the food that you eat shouldn't be contaminated by plastics. That's one big thing, right, that you can avoid at home. And then secondly, try to buy organic as much as possible, or even grow your own food. That would be better. And thirdly, like when you buy meats, meat is good for most people, right? But just make sure that you also buy meat from animals that were grown humanely and that died humanely, not from like not battery hens and animals that were boosted with hormones. A lot of the time you just don't know who to trust when you go to the supermarket, right? But you have to become very, very aware, because a lot of livestock these days is also fed with corn and grains and
soy products. Avoid soy products because they are full of phytoestrogens. All the phytoestrogens that are in a lot of the vegetables that we and legumes that we eat, they are increasing the estrogens in our body.
Yeah.
And soy also suppresses the thyroid, which is a thing that sets our hormone levels in our body.
It's like your thermostat, right? It controls your healthy hormone levels in your body. So the thyroid gets messed up, your health goes down the gurgler. Alright, so also another really bad thing is like fragrant candles or fragrant
air
fresheners that you see in nursing homes and hospitals and hotels and all the rest. So shocking. That's worse than cigarette smoke apparently, and it's really, really bad for your hormones.
Even the receipts that you get from your bank card printouts, all the little FPOS machines, the ink on those, or they are estrogen mimicking things. They're disruptors of you. And another thing is the fluoro jackets, bromide. They used to give soldiers bromide tablets to stop their sex urges when they were away.
Well, anyway, wherever they were, it was part of their rations.
And all the fluoro jackets around the place, all the fluoro clothing is full of bromide. So avoiding bromide wherever we can as well.
Which is almost impossible, right? Because bromide is in your mattresses, in your curtains, because it's a fire retardant, so it's liberally used ever, so toxic to your body. It's even used in food products as well. So there's a lot more we can say, which is all very negative and depressing, but I just want you to know that it's not your fault. If you're a man and you are realizing your body is getting feminized, which I can guarantee you it is. Also, fertility levels have dropped hugely in the last 50 years. Like if a healthy sperm count now, it would have been considered very, very unhealthy back 50 years ago, right?
Infertile 50 years ago.
Yeah, so like on top of all the problems that we see, everything is also being normalized and the levels are constantly changed. So you would just have to be aware yourself.
So avoiding all these things wherever possible. And then the other things we can do for ourselves is supplement with a few things that will help flush out the excess estrogens in our body. And iodine is needed by the thyroid, which we aren't getting any in our food supply. So supplementing with iodine is the number one
colloidal iodine.
Essential thing to help flush out the excess estrogen and get our thyroid working properly so it can set the thermostat and get our hormones working properly.
So yeah, iodine is great for your whole body anyway, not just for your hormones. And it's yeah, you can buy it everywhere now. So you don't have to just get it from us, right? It's available, widely available everywhere.
But we also don't only get a short supply of iodine, we get a short supply of all the different minerals and trace minerals.
Yeah.
The whole range. So they've been washed out to sea over millions of years. So you take the water out of the sea and you're left with those minerals and trace minerals, which is pure salt. And you can have a quarter teaspoon of those for every litre of water you drink, and then make sure your water is in glass or stainless steel containers.
And make sure you have filtered water or good supply of water, and we can point you in the right direction as well to show you what Pete and I drink at home and give to our clients. So water is key, minerals is key secondly. So
minerals and trace minerals are the things that create rocks. Rocks are hard.
Exactly.
And us fellas won't be able to get hard unless we have those minerals and trace minerals
in our
system.
That's a really good point you're making. So a lot of people take Nexium or antacids, and that also means they are not absorbing their nutrients, and we find that leads to people being impotent as well, because their bodies are starved of the proper nutrients, and they wouldn't know because they're still eating normal, but they're not digesting their food. So, and we know that Nexium and drugs like that are the most sold over-the-counter drugs in the world. So every Tom, Dick and Harry is taking it, and they're not realizing that it's eroding your body, the health of your body, right? So they need to be avoided.
They have it for reflux, which is normally a lack of hydrochloric acid in the stomach. We need a lot of hydrochloric acid. And if we are stressed, which our lifestyles lead to us being stressed, we don't produce hydrochloric acid either. So then we start getting reflux, and the doctor will put you on Nexium.
So instead of Nexium, we would suggest that you boost your stomach acid levels with beta and HCl.
And have magnesium to drop you out of the stress side of that automatic nervous system.
Always have magnesium every day without fail. Have healthy water, you have your salt, have your iodine, and have healthy doses of good magnesium. And there's lots of different magnesiums on the market that are just a waste of money. So just check the ones out that we promote by Dr. Sandra Cabot. So that's great. Avoid soy products, like we said. Don't make the mistake, to think that it's healthy for you, because it's very, very detrimental to your body.
Taking D-limonene, which is a terpene in lemons. It's also in lemon essential oil, so you can have a few drops of that in your water, and that will help get rid of those estrogens in your system as well.
And it's also a happiness boost. So D-limonene it's great actually. It's meant to be even 10,000 times more powerful than chemotherapy. And when it comes to killing tumors and stuff, it boosts your happiness because it's a happiness oil. We're talking about a lemon essential oil. If you go and buy lemon essential oil somewhere, make sure it's organic. Other than that, if you're lucky enough to have a lemon tree in your garden, you can eat the lemon, skin and all, right? So you just chop the whole lot in a food processor and just add it to your food, or find ways to supply it in your body. It's also really good to get rid of fluoride. So fluoride is just like bromide and chloride. They're toxic to your hormones, right? So this will give you a massive boost. You're going to feel happy from the inside out, and your body actually has the blueprint for perfect health. So it knows what to do to get your happy hormones, to get all your hormones going.
Then boosting your blood flow is the next thing that us fellas need to do, because often our blood supply, the blood vessels become constricted, especially if we don't have enough magnesium. We have too much calcium and not enough magnesium. But one thing that really opens up those blood vessels is nitric oxide, and it's in
in beat flow.
beat flow. It's also got taurine in, and both those things dilate blood vessels. There's been thousands of studies done that show that when we get above the age of 30, our nitric oxide levels in our body decline to the point where they get to about 75% when we're about 60, I think.
Yeah.
Dropping
Yeah.
by 75%, which, our blood vessels constrict and the blood won't flow properly. And there's also been a study done in smokers where the nicotine constricts the blood vessels, and I've been given 500 milligrams of taurine 3 times a day, and the diameter of their blood vessels has come back to normal even though they continued smoking. So taurine and nitric oxide that are both in beat flow in good amounts, they'll dilate your blood vessels so the blood will flow properly and you'll get good engorgement.
Yeah. All right. Also, like, especially if you're vegetarian, so we go on different tangents here, or vegan, you can't get you only get taurine out of red meat. So if you're listening to this and you're recognizing some of your problems and you are having a vegan or vegetarian lifestyle, you definitely also need the beat flow to even for your heart, because taurine is needed for the heart muscle as well, and to keep your heart healthy and strong. Whereas if you take Viagra or testosterone injection, you're actually going to kill your heart muscle. And we know that because lots of people, die from that. That the research has proven that as well. There's so much research out there. You can look all of these up yourself. But of course, Peter and I, we see clients every day and we hear your stories. We see the problems that people are experiencing. We're working at the coalface, so then we do our own research to see, what's going on in the rest of the world, and then it's the same story everywhere. But what we do find is that men don't talk to each other or about their health problems or their personal problems or their sexual problems. There is still a lot of stigma around it and shame, and this is why these problems persist.
Yeah, we don't go up to each other during the day and say, "Hey mate, how are you getting it up these days?"
Yeah,
we never say that.
I know. And then the other thing is, like, we hear a lot about breast cancer, whereas prostate cancer is just as prevalent as breast cancer. So there's another thing, right? So and the same thing that boosts your testosterone levels will also keep your prostate healthy. So please read the article that we put here below the video. And then there's also like a shortcut that you can do, like body-wise. If you sit up straight, the second you straighten your spine, whether you're sitting or standing, or you're even just going into the victory pose like this. This is called the victory pose, where you stand up straight with your arms in the air. That gives you a boost in testosterone. I think it's 25%, but it might even be 50%. So for the next little while, your internal chemistry is benefiting from that pose, from your pose, just from straightening, walking straight, straighten your spine.
Put your shoulders back.
Stretch your arms out, or do, just know that this is all helpful when you go to the gym, for instance, and you do these kind of exercises. I want you to know that that's also balancing your testosterone levels and boosting them. So
instead of walking kind of slumped
over, we'll do the opposite.
Walk
because
straight up.
Yeah, and that is cheap.
Erect.
Yeah, that is something that not only is it cheap, you just need to know that this is something you can do. It's in your hands, right? You need to look after your own body, give your body the best chance. So the other worst thing, of course, for your body, which we forgot to put in the article, but we have many articles about this, is vegetable oils. They are a killer. They're a killer to your sex life. They're a killer to your immune system, to your brain, to your everything.
They're the cause of most chronic disease.
And premature aging. And we didn't see much of all the diseases that we have today till all the plant oils were really marketed hard onto humanity, right? So we didn't have all these
That
plant
started
oils.
in the around the 60s, 1960s.
Right. When we say plant oil, we're asking you to avoid canola oil, soybean oil, all the yellow oils
All
in plastic bottles,
polyunsaturated
all
oils.
margarines.
So if the oils have got lots of polyunsaturated oils in, steer clear of them.
Yeah, it's absolutely shocking to your body. And just instead eat coconut oil if you are plant-based, or eat lots of butter. Organic butter you can buy that in the supermarket now. Butter and cheese, you can buy organic cheese. Meat fats, they're the best oils. Olive oil, we used to say that was good, but we've seen a lot of research where we discovered that a lot of the olive oil has been tampered with, and it's just had cheap oils put into it, so then you're still behind the 8 ball. So probably at this point we wouldn't say olive oil, would we, Pete?
No. Macadamia nut oil is a good oil if that's pure macadamia nut. That's about the only one that doesn't have a lot of those polyunsaturated oils.
Yeah. So hope you find this helpful. Let us know what you think, or if you experience any of those problems. Please do come for a session as well, because we can change everything during a healing session. There are points in the body that we can stimulate. We stimulate the energy flow so that blood starts to flow to all the different parts of your body, so your hormones can pretty well instantly regulate.
And I also do a complete health audit or analysis where I can help point you on a path so your health will really improve.
Yeah, it's like offering you a roadmap to show you what's going on inside your body, and your body will be different to everyone else's. All right, thanks everyone for tuning in, and hope you have a really great week. Let us know, send us a personal message or an email, or ring us to see if you find this helpful, or if you're struggling with anything. We're here to help you. Have a really great week, everyone.
Bye.
Bye for now.